Hello my friends, and welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be doing a little recap talking about the last 2 Murphs that I did complete. So those are the only 2 Murphs that I've ever done. And the first Murph I did come in at 56:29. The second Murph I did come in at 43:26. So I did knock 13 minutes off my time. So I'm going to be talking about that in this video, what I did as a strategy. And I figured it'd be cool for me to do basically like a half Murph workout while I explain it, instead of me just kind of sitting down explaining the numbers and everything and what I did. So I do have a 20-pound weighted vest. This vest is from Unbroken. If you guys did want to check them out, the link is in the description box down below. You can save 10% with code Nick. So I'm going to be doing a 1-mile run, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to do 10 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats. And so during that time, I'm going to basically do like a voiceover or like a little video kind of explaining my last 2 Murphs. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I beat my last mile. Last time I ran a weighted vest mile, 8:28. I just hit 8:07. All right, so now it is time to get into the middle section of the Murph. So again, I am super pumped that I did improve my vested mile time. Before, my vested mile time was a 8:28, and so today we did come in at an 8:07. So we did improve. And so this is like a little setup I made in front of my house. I made that pull-up bar. I'm not sure if you guys did see my last full day of eating vlog. I showed you guys kind of how I made the bar. So what I'm going to do is 5 rounds of 5, 10, and 15. And as you guys can see, I do use a little bit of a kip because it is super hard to do 100 pull-ups in, you know, such a short time frame, with like the intensity being that high. You know, your breathing is super up there. So I'm going to be doing like a little bit of kip for all of my Murphs. So I did 5 pull-ups, now I'm gonna do 10 push-ups, and now I'm gonna do 15 air squats. So I just did 5 rounds of this today, but now let's talk about, before I go on, but yeah, I did do the Murph 2 days before I did this workout. So I still was like a little fatigued from it, but in my mind, I was just still so amped up from doing the Murph and completing it. You know, I was just like, oh, it was awesome. You know, I improved my time, but throwing on that 20-pound vest straight up changes your entire world. It is crazy. So yeah, I did scale it back a little. I know I said I was going to do 10 rounds, but I ended up only doing 5. So let's get into me talking about my first Murph and then my second Murph and like what I did differently. So for my first Murph, my first mile time was 7 minutes and 55 seconds, which isn't bad. And so that was Zoe, sorry. And so what I did, I tried to go for 10 rounds, you know, so I've been training to do like the 20 rounds. So how it breaks up to do 10 rounds to complete, you know, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and then 300 air squats. So you got to do 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, and 30 air squats. And so that whole chunk in the middle took me 38 minutes and 34 seconds to do the very first time I did the Murph. So keep in mind that like I've been training, you know, to do like the 20 rounds, and that day, I don't know why, I was like, yeah, let's do 10 rounds. I think I could do it. And to be honest, like it was just way too much for me to handle. I could not breathe. That's like the biggest issue I have. Like the strength is there, but my breathing isn't that optimal. You know, I am, you know, getting better at it. So after I did complete all that middle work, I went for my second mile run. And on that mile too, I seriously, like I jogged and then like I walked because I could not breathe. It was so difficult. So I ran, I jogged, and I walked, and that mile ended up being like 11 minutes. So total Murph time for like the very first one was 56 minutes and 29 seconds. So I was just stoked that I did complete it. Again, like the Murph is not something I've ever done before, and all of this like conditioning style stuff is still fairly new to me. So I'm really working on like my you know, muscular endurance, as well as like my VO2 max and just breathing and lung capacity, all that. So for my second Murph, I had a better strategy. So what I planned to do was to do 20 rounds. You know, so instead of doing 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, and 30 air squats, I was gonna do 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats, just like I'm doing here today. And you gotta do 20 rounds of that, so that way you'll equal out to 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats. So for my first mile run on the second Murph that I did a 7:45. And what was really cool about that mile is that like I felt like I could have gone faster and I had more in the tank. But I did kind of pace myself, and I ended up coming in faster than my last Murph. So it was really cool to see that I'm making some adaptations and making some progress. And so for the middle work, I did 20 rounds, 5, 10, 15, and I completed that in 25 minutes and 58 seconds. Now that is a huge improvement compared to what I did on my first Murph of like 38 minutes and 34 seconds. So after completing all of that middle work, I went for my second mile. And at that second mile, I was so tired, I was so fatigued, and I was like, you know what, I gotta just go. Like I have to just do this. I wanted to complete it without stopping to walk, because my first Murph, that second mile, I was so smoked, so toasted, and I was like, I couldn't run because I was just trying to catch my breath the whole time. So I would walk, I would jog, I'd walk, I'd jog, but I made it through that whole second mile. I mean, my second mile was 9 minutes and 43 seconds. So overall, my total time for the second Murph was 43 minutes and 26 seconds. So I was 13 minutes and 3 seconds faster than my first Murph. So I really do think the strategy of, you know, doing 20 rounds of 5, 10, 15 is gonna be best for me. And if anybody is looking to try the Murph, I would definitely, you know, kind of ease your way into it, because to just kind of dive right into a Murph, you know, it's a lot of volume and a lot of like aerobic capacity. You know, you guys look at me and you see like, oh, he's in shape, you know what I mean? Like, but like to really do the Murph, it's kind of like a different animal. You know, like I train in the gym, I lift heavy weights, you know, I can front squat like 385, I can back squat over 400 something pounds for reps, but running a mile like for a good time is like seriously tough. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys are definitely enjoying the videos, because it's been cool to just kind of do this challenge. And you know, Memorial Day is coming up, and I really do want to complete the Murph with the 20-pound weighted vest. So it's seriously a grinder with the vest. So today I actually did a little bit of Murph training as well. So me and my buddy Mike, we ended up running a 1 mile with the vest, and then we did 10 rounds of 10 push-ups and 20 air squats, and then we ran 1 mile back. And I think that total time was like 36 minutes. So that was only half the middle work, and also like we didn't even do the pull-ups, you know, so we just ran on the street 1 mile, and then right on the sidewalk we did you know, the 10 rounds, and then we ran a mile back. So yeah, I'm excited to complete this Murph on Memorial Day. I'm not sure of, you know, how many of you guys are gonna do it, but hopefully you guys do, and hopefully we can all motivate each other in memorial of Michael Murphy. So I hope you guys did enjoy the workout, and stay tuned for more Murph training coming soon. Wow, seriously, throwing the vest on kicks it up a notch just a little bit. Damn. All right, well, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little rundown on how my first 2 Murphs went and what I plan to do differently for the next one. Now, the Memorial Day Murph is definitely going to be a challenge, you know, with this weighted vest. It changes the entire game. But I am stoked that I did increase my mile time for the weighted vest run. So my previous run was 8:28 for the weighted vest, and now I just came in at 8:07. But to do a 1 mile run like that and then get in all that work, you know, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then run another mile with a weighted vest, it's definitely going to be a challenge. But as you guys can see, whenever I do something, I go like full bore, I go fully into it. So you know, you guys are seeing a lot of videos on the Murph, you know, but I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I did my first Murph, and after I completed it, I was like, man, I really want to beat my time. I want to do it again. Even though during the whole time I was doing it, I was like, why am I doing this? This is miserable. I'm never doing it again. But after you complete it, and you know, like once like the fatigue kind of wears off a little bit, you just kind of think, you're like, man, I want to do that again. You know, it gets kind of addicting. So if you guys have never done the Murph, I highly recommend you definitely try it, but I would recommend working your way up to it. Don't just go jump straight into a Murph, because it will really beat you up, especially if you aren't conditioned for it. You know, a lot of this conditioning style training is still pretty new to me, so I am still adapting. That's why today, like I just did my second Murph, it was 2 days ago. You know, so I was like, today I was like, oh, I'll just kind of do like a 1 mile run, and then I was gonna do 10 rounds, but that was gonna be a little too much. So I just did the 5 rounds of the 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats, and I was like, you know what, that's enough. I don't want to tap into my recovery from the other Murph. So yeah, that's gonna be today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Stay tuned for the Murph coming up, Memorial Day. I'm very excited. We'll just be doing some, you know, some training and trying to make as much adaptation to that Murph with a 20-pound weighted vest. You know, I did pretty good, you know, after my first one compared to my second one with the strategies that I did use. But this next one is gonna just straight up be like 100% raw, like blood, sweat, and tears, and just gotta get through it. So I'm excited, and hopefully all of you guys are out there. Maybe try out the Murph as well. So that's gonna be today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.